Have you ever heard a guy say things like, "After all I've done for her," or "What have I not done for her?" These words are for novices who don't know how to play a tight game when in love. And when it comes to relationships and dating, knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. So, buddy, sit tight as I take you through the things that you should never do for a woman. Let her guilt trip you. When it comes to being in love, one of the things that you should never do is let her guilt trip you. Picture this. You just received your paycheck for the month, and suddenly she begins to make unrealistic demands. If you can't meet these demands, she'll say things like, "You're not treating me right," or "Bella's boyfriend gets her nice stuff all the time, but you get me nothing." Well, buddy, don't fall for the gimmicks. Stand your ground. And letting a lady guilt trip you into making uncomfortable decisions is only going to end in tears, both for yourself and for her. So be a man whose words mean something. Learn to say no, and stand by it regardless. Carry your purse while shopping. Yes, we know you want to be the sweetest partner out there, but don't go ahead degrading yourself in the process. When you're out shopping with her, she should learn to hold her purse herself. I'm not saying you shouldn't help when she genuinely needs help. She's all struggling over there with 12 bags, and you're just like, "I could not carry a purse." Don't be that guy. All I'm saying is, don't be a sissy. You are out in the mall shopping for groceries, and she tries to hand you her purse while you're pushing the cart so that she can pick irrelevant things up and make you pay for them. Or maybe pay for them herself. It is 2023, but whatever. Say no to her and express your displeasure. If she refuses to change, you might as well walk out of that relationship. Start fights in public. Some girls can be genuinely annoying. Most of them want to get you pissed, right? And it's just so they can see how you would react. Well, in all that you do, buddy, never start fights in public. Why shouldn't you unleash your anger when she makes derogatory statements while you're on a date? Why shouldn't you, right? Well, doing so signifies a lack of emotional intelligence, and being seen as an emotionally unintelligent guy does not help your image in any way. So, bud, when she makes you pissed in a public setting, walk away. Address the same thing in a more private space. Picking fights in places filled with people isn't worth it, and as a guy who deserves respect, never do that because of a girl. Forget who's important. You meet a new girl and you make your whole life about her. You aren't wrong for doing that. She's great. However, don't forget the people present before you met her. Don't forget the ones who fed you while you were in diapers. Don't forget those who pulled you out when you were stuck financially. Don't forget those who helped you secure a job and move into that fantastic apartment. If I should be so bold and so humble as to make a guess, it'd be that all those people who helped you at that phase of your life are not the girl you're currently madly in love with. So, bud, remember where you're coming from and the people who helped you to get where you are now, and you give them the appropriate respect. Learn to appreciate them every now and then. Don't be a sissy by allowing your relationship to get in the way between you and them. Financially ruin yourself to impress her. Some days back, I watched a movie centered on two main characters. It's a businessman named Adele and a celebrity named Diana. Adele was the type that never backed out of a challenge, and he saw being in a relationship with Diana as a challenge. Adele would do everything to impress her, taking her on expensive dates, getting her expensive jewelry, making her comfortable, even at his own expense. Yes, Adele's company was going bankrupt, and all that mattered to him was getting Diana to become his. Well, did he get the girl? Yeah, he did. But the relationship didn't last very long as he lost his business while chasing her. Dude, when it comes to the dating game, don't make financial decisions that are gonna crumble you. If a girl genuinely loves you, she's gonna be with you regardless of your financial state, and if she won't be, not the girl you're looking for. Pay for her education. Can you get her through school without feeling any financial discomfort? Can you let her go after investing in her education without feeling hurt or suicidal? If your answers to these mind-boggling questions are affirmative, then you can, by all means, pay for her tuition. However, if your responses are in any way negative, then, dude, never consider seeing her through school. We're all humans, and we're all bound to change with time. She might like you now, but end up falling in love with someone else later. What if that happens after you've invested everything to educate her? It's pretty bad, right? Well, among the things that you should never do for a woman, seeing her through school is definitely one of them. Never do it, dude. Never commit crimes to meet her needs. This one, it kind of goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it. We've heard so many dudes who took on a life of crime just to impress a shawty, to take her on expensive trips and give her a life that most dudes could never give her. Some took to robbery, others took to selling drugs. However, they all ended the same way, dead or in prison. As a guy, never take a life of crime just to impress her. Trust me, not worth it. If you're deeply in love with that damsel and she ain't feeling the same because she considers you a low-income earner, then take your mind off her, because she's gonna move on to the next available guy with a flashy ride or a beautiful apartment when the reward for your crimes come knocking on the door. Give up on your ambition. Girls want a supportive partner who always cheers them on regardless of whether they're succeeding or failing. Buddy, go ahead and be that person. However, don't give up on your ambition in the process. You might think you're making sacrifices for her, but in reality, you are being fooled. No girl wants a failure for a partner. No one wants to become a failure just to see her succeed. Nobody wants any of this. Picture this. You're in a race with someone that you genuinely care about, and along the line, she drops down due to fatigue. Which do you think she would have preferred you to do for her? Encourage her to complete the race while running alongside her? Or give her strength while dropping out to cheer her on by the sidewalks? I guess you probably prefer the former. So buddy, prioritize your ambitions while pushing her to do better at the same time. Disrespect your parents. We've seen cases where parents might disapprove of certain relationships. This happens quite often, and knowing how to handle such situations differentiates the pros from the novices in dating. Buddy, no matter how crazy you are about her, never disrespect your parents or members of your family for her sake. Before you met her, you knew your family. Now imagine that relationship doesn't pan out the way that you planned it to. You're gonna have your parents and loved ones to fall back on, or at least you're gonna want them. And I'm not saying that you should end your relationship because your parents disapprove. Every girl wants a man to fight for her regardless of the situation. However, while you're fighting for her, don't disrespect your parents or make their opinions feel irrelevant, as they may be seeing things love has prevented you from seeing. They might be right. See other people's opinions as irrelevant. Aside from not disrespecting your parents for her sake, try not to conclude other people's opinions about her are irrelevant. Yeah, such statements might end up being more speculations. However, there could be an iota of truth in it. A friend tells you about seeing your girl in the club with another guy or during a pep talk. A few friends tell you how they feel that your girl isn't trustworthy. Instead of listening and trying to clarify things, you end up saying their opinion doesn't matter in your relationship. Oh, buddy, you need no soothsayer to let you know that you're heading for doom. Consider no one's opinion as irrelevant until you clarify things. Changing yourself. We know relationships are all about compromise, but do you think changing yourself for her sake is worth it? Well, in a lot of cases, I don't think so, at least big ones. Being more cleanly, having better hygiene, that stuff's fine, sure. But never let a woman make you become somebody that you're not. If you feel comfortable in dreads, don't let a woman be the reason you start rocking low cuts. If you're a Netflix and chill kind of person, don't start frequenting places for her sake. Yeah, make compromises when they're necessary, but don't become a whole new person because she wants you to. The things that you should never do for her sake have been demystified to make you become a pro at dating. So please don't ignore them, work on them, and see yourself become that dude who ladies love and respect.